Hello everyone, welcome back to AITechone. My name is Sumit, and in today's video, we'll learn how do we create an Apex WSDL in Salesforce and use it to expose Apex method as SOAP web services. We'll also see how to generate the WSDL for that Apex class and import it to the Postman and invoke the Apex method using SOAP request. So by the end of this video, you will know how to create an Apex SOAP web service, how do we generate the Apex WSDL, understand the structure of it, test the service using Postman, and we are going to perform operations like create, retrieve, and update Salesforce record through SOAP. So let's get started. But before we begin, if you are new to this channel, so don't forget to like, subscribe my channel, and also don't forget to press the bell icon so that you will not miss any update. So in my previous video, I've explained what is WSDL, how do we generate WSDL, and how do we consume WSDL with Postman. In today's class, we'll see how can we consume an Apex class, Apex WSDL using Postman. So as all of you know, that WSDL stands for Web Service Description Language. It's an XML document that describes a SOAP web services. To know more about WSDL, I have explained about WSDL in my previous video. I will share the link in the description, or you can watch the link above. You can follow that link and watch that video. So let's start creating an Apex class first, because that's what our objective, to create an Apex class, and then we want to use that Apex class we want to generate a WSDL file for that Apex class. So in order to create an Apex class, I will switch to developer console. I'll navigate to my developer console, and in this developer console, I'm going to create one Apex class. So you can choose any name to your class. It's up to you. So I'm going to give the class name as, let's say, account web service. That's the name of my Apex class, account web service. Now, the first, let's make it global. And in this account web service class, I will be going to create three different functions. One function just to say hello to a user. The user will enter the name, and when user will provide a name, and this function will send a hello message back to that user. That's the first function. Second function to list all the accounts, and the third function will help us to create an account. So usually we start functions with global or public, but in this case, because this class will be going to act as a WSDL SOAP, so therefore I will be using here keyword called web service static string, and let's say hello. That's the name of my function, and it takes one parameter, string name. And what it is going to do, it is going to return, let's say hello, whatever name user provide, name plus, and welcome to AITechone. That's a simple function. Then I'm going to create another function, and that function will be going to return the all the available accounts. So again, web service, and web service. This should also be capital, web service static list of account, and let's say get accounts. Here no parameter. If you want to fetch a specific account, then we have to pass a parameter, or we can create a separate function for that also. And here I'm going to return, let's say return select ID, comma name, comma phone, comma type, comma industry from account. That's second function. And the third function will help to create an account. So web service static boolean. Boolean, basically, why boolean? Because we want to return true or false, whether record added successfully or not. So boolean create account, and here I just pass parameter, let's say string account name, comma string account phone. And be very careful with the parameters. Account phone. And what do we do? Let's add an account. Account A is equals to new account. A dot name is equals to account name. A dot phone is equals to account phone. Insert A, and I will return true. So if the record added successfully, it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. So that's my Apex class. So any issues? Let's see. Oh, spelling. A dot phone. Save this. So Apex class created here successfully. Now what I'll do, I'm going to generate the WSDL file for this. So how do we do this? In order to do this, what can we do? We can navigate back to setup, home, and search for Apex class. Now what are we going to do? We will be going to generate the WSDL file for this particular Apex class. The class name is account web service, and now we'll be going to create a WSDL file. So that's our next step. So after we create, now let's generate the WSDL. So go to setup, Apex classes. You can see the class name is here. We locate the Apex class and then click generate WSDL here, the WSDL. I just click WSDL. So what you can see, my file is ready and I'm going to save this file. So I just right click and save this file on my desktop, and I'll save this as account web service dot WSDL. That WSDL is the extension, and enter. Save this because I have already downloaded this file earlier. That's the reason. So this file stored on my desktop. Now what I'll do, we'll get to the Postman and we will be going to import this file in WSDL file in Postman. Fine. So that's the next step. So how do we do this? We'll get back to our Postman. Here's a Postman. This is the file. This is the WSDL file which we imported yesterday. That was the enterprise WSDL. But today I'm going to import the Apex WSDL one. So for that, again, I click here, three dots, import, click on files, and then on my desktop. So what's the file name? Account web service WSDL, open. And just now, what we have done in this Apex class, we have added functions, like three functions: say hello, get account, and create account. Let's check it out. So have a look here, the account web service collection added. And if you expand this, these are the three functions. See, post method, create account, exactly same, create account, get account, and say hello. And if you expand this, say hello response, get account response, and create account response. Now how I'm going to consume this. But before we use these services, before we call these functions on the using post, what we have to do, the first thing is we need to generate the server URL and the session ID. And for this, we'll be following the same approach. The URL like login.salesforce.com. Yeah. So here I just mention here http login.salesforce.com/services/soap/c49.0, and that's the body I'm going to pass. That's the XML code, and this XML code will help us to generate the access token, the session ID, you can say session ID, and the server URL. And we have to add headers also, like content type will be text XML and the soap action will be deployed. And now for the further operations, we will be going to use this session ID. So let's begin and we'll see how do we write our code. So in order to do this, what I'm going to do, I'll click on, first of all, I just want to test this say hello. Will be pass a variable into this, a value, and then it will return back. So when I click on say hello, you can see it opens here. An account web service URL, soap, account web service, header, just add a header here. And in the header, soap, action, blank, it is must. In body, if you see the body, you can see we are getting soap header. So what I will be going to do, I will be going to customize this. Basically, I will be going to replace this with a new one. So I'll just remove this one, which is not required, and instead of this one also. So in short, I will be going to write a new code here. New code means because the code will be little different for this. So I will be using a different code. And my code will be, this will be my code. So that's my code. Have a look here. XML version, XMLNS, SOAP env, XMLNS, Apex. This is must and account web service is XMLNS Apex. And in this, we declare the which Apex web service class we are going to use, account web service. Here we have to provide the session ID. So we have to provide the same session ID which we obtained in the previous step. So I'll copy this session ID. I'll copy this session ID and I will paste that session ID here. So I will replace this existing session ID with a new one and Apex say hello. Now you can see what is say hello here. Say hello is a function. See, say hello is a function and this function takes one parameter. So here I'm passing Apex colon name. This is the way we can pass parameters to the Apex function. And let's suppose I'll just enter my name. And when I send, you can see I got a response. I received a response. Hello, Sumit Goyal. Welcome to AITechone. So this successfully send a response back to Salesforce. This successfully send a response back. Clear? So we have successfully tested one function. Now, the next function I want to test where we will be going to create an account. So in order to create an account, I click on create account here and you can see the create account URL open. First of all, I'll just navigate to header and I'll just write here SOAP action as blank. Then we need to pass a body. So I've already created a code for that, for the body. So let me copy paste that code here. In this code, what I have done, I use the same libraries, session header. Now, as you can see, we'll be calling a function, create account function. So this is the same function, create account function. But now this time, this function takes two parameters, account name and account phone. And here it is. Here I'm passing only account name. So what I need to do, I need to pass account phone also. So ns colon variable name, the attribute name, account phone slash ns colon account phone. And here we need to give the value. So let's suppose I pass value as 809080908090. That's all. So when we execute this, this function will get called and it will create a new account for us. And when I click send, let's test it. Let's see if it get executed successfully or not, because it is going to return true and false. So let's have a look and you can see result is true. That means created successfully. If we want, we can return ID also. That depends on us, because here I'm returning only Boolean. So it is going to return true or false only. Now let's check it out. So when I reload, you can see a new account created here successfully, AITechone Private Limited, and that's the phone number. So that's the record created just now. Now, if I want to get records, so I click on get accounts. And now, first of all, header, SOAP action, blank, body, and we have to pass a body. So what do? Either we can copy paste the same code from the previous one. So we can go to the previous create account one or the say hello one. And what I'll do, I will copy exactly same code, paste it here in the get account. The only thing I need to change is the session header remains same, body remains same, only the function name will be changed. Now, instead of say hello, the function name is get account function. So I say get accounts. And do we have any parameter? No parameter. So we don't need to pass any parameter. I'll simply execute it as a blank, send it. And you see 200 OK, and we'll be able to see the account ID, industry, name, phone, and type. And that's what we are returning here, ID, name, phone, type, industry. So that's how we can invoke Apex WSDL in Postman and we can test it. So Apex SOAP web services are commonly used when integrating Salesforce with enterprise applications like banking applications, insurance platforms, government portals. So whenever a SOAP-based integration is required, Apex Web Service provide a flexible solution. So that's all in this tutorial, in this video. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, share, and share it to the AITechone channel for more Salesforce tutorial series. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Have a nice day. Goodbye.